Have your company ever did something that just make you question them? Like, what was that training for again? What was the purpose of that learning interventions again? Well, mine did, and let me share my experience with you. So I work in a big flower company, right? And during Thanksgiving is a high sale time, and our division managers just walk around making sure we're doing all right. And yeah, about a month later, she come back and she was like, "Oh, okay, so you guys are going through training again because we believe you need this extra help in this area." So I was like, "Okay, let's do it. If you think we need help, we probably need help, so let's do it." And as I sit through the training, I was like, "These are the stuff that I already know." Like, I'm pretty sure I got the handle of this. I've been working here for like more than a year now, and the rest of these people have been here for like forever. So I think we know what we're doing here. And the stuff was like, okay, it's the same old stuff that we learned as like when we first got the job. So I was like, okay, was the training helpful? A little bit, not much. Was it the best use of the company resource? Probably not. So why did they do it again? I don't know. I don't even get the purpose of it. 75% of 1,500 managers surveyed from across 50 organizations were dissatisfied with their learning and development program functions. 70% of employees report that they do not have the skills to do the job. Only 12% of the employees who go through learning and development actually use it in their job. Only 25% of the respondents think this is a measurable improved performance. In many cases, organizations require their staff to go through training believing that's the right course of actions. And if the outcome did not match the goal they set, it can both be frustrating for the staff and therefore managers. Hello everyone, me and my teammate are here to talk to you about what is needed assessment and how exactly do we conduct it. Hey you over there with the red heart. What is needed assessments? Oh, thank you for your love and support. But what is needed assessments? Exactly what you understand it is. It's a needed assessment, but let me go into detail with you. Conducting a need assessment involves in developing a learning material that is important to the success of the organizations. Organizations must develop the right training program, and they can do that by using the need assessments too. Need assessments is a process that you go through in partnership with your stakeholder and possibly your subject matter expert to determine A. Is the issue really performance issue? B. Can it really be addressed through learning interventions? Need assessments is conducted in 3 major steps. 1. Determines the organization's current outcome and desired outcome. 2. Determine if there are gaps in current performance and expected performance. 3. Validate and report the finding. Step 1. Current outcome and desired outcome. How do you determine the desired outcome and the current outcome? The simplest way is to ask the right people the right questions. Some questions that could be asked are, what is the end result that the organization is trying to accomplish? Where does the organization want to be? Why is the organization conducting a training need assessments? Information can also come from other sources such as a conversation with managers and team leaders, company documents, manuals, job aid, job descriptions, and etc. Employee evaluations. The more complicated way is to develop a survey that is distributed, collected, and analyzed. Although developing a survey is more time consuming, it will usually give you much better information. Step 2. Determine if there are gaps in current performance and expected performance. The key is to find the difference between what the performance should be and what it is currently. The gap in performance will help to determine what kind of training needs there are. How do you determine a performance gap assessment? There's 3 steps to it. 1. Quick and easy method that can be broken down into 4 different steps. 1. Identify the problems. 2. Analyze the task and condition of the job. 3. Analyze the current performance level. 4. Identify the desired performance outcome. The second way is to ask questions to your managers and team leaders, and it could be asked as follows. What should the employee be doing now that they are not doing? What are employees doing now that they should not be doing? When the employees are working at their most effective, what does it look like? Do they know the standards and what are expected of them? The third one is the cost analysis. Cost analysis is also ideal after determining the existing of a performance gap. Without finding the cost of a performance gap, your assessment will be running on assumptions. There are 3 costs of poor performance. 1. Organizational cost. Not enough resource in organization to complete the work. 2. Motivational cost. Employee may not feel supported. 3. Skill and knowledge cost. Employee may feel overwhelmed by their work due to inadequate training. As for example with my workplace, I do believe it's emotional cost, nothing to do with skill or knowledge cost. But they could have figured this out by simply going back to step 1 and ask us like, why are we not performing as expected? And we could just let them know that we've just been doing this for too long and it's the same thing and it's getting kind of boring. But no, they just figure us out that it's our skill and our knowledge and go ahead and provide us with more training that might not help with their performance at all. So it could end up going to waste, and a lot of companies has been doing this simply because they are not well aware of what are they lacking. Step 3. Report the finding. In a report, a first step is to validate what you have found with other person, preferably someone who had information about the need you have found. Some items normally found on good assessments report are the task not being performed to standards, the required performance and the actual performance, the summary of the cause of the performance deficiency, how the costs are determined, the recommended training solutions, a detailed cost/benefit analysis used to determine the project return on investment.